There's been a lot of problems with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League even before the game was officially released. Upon the initial launch for the early copies, Rocksteady actually had to pull those in order to patch some of the errors that were in the game. But after the game was released, come to find out one of the consulting companies working on it, Sweet Baby Inc., was basically just a social justice activist group trying to shoehorn in politics into all the properties that they're involved with. And then it didn't really help when a Steam user decided to curate a list of all the games this company was involved with, including Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So Sweet Baby Inc. employees started going after that person personally, making a lot of threats and trying to get their account banned. And that basically just caused the Streisand effect, which turned away a lot of users who would potentially want to play this game and just like alienated them for good. But now things have gotten so desperate for Rocksteady that they've resorted to giving away free DLC content to new and returning players if they just play their game, because apparently users for this is just not very high. Developer Rocksteady has announced a new limited time DLC for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. This is completely free to all players. The new springtime promotion debuted in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League in an attempt to bring back players to the live service game, offering them free content for the entire week. Take note of that point that this is a live service game, which means they need to keep players engaged in the game as long as possible. It's not like some other games out there that might have a huge spike upon its launch and then it slowly dwindles over time, because those ones are a little bit different, like Palworld, for instance. People will bring that up, but they obviously made back their money producing that game, so it doesn't matter if people are still engaged with that. But something like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, they spent so much money developing the game, they need to keep players engaged for a long time in order to try to make back their investment, and it's looking like that's not going to be the case, which is why they're turning to desperate moves like giving away free DLC. The new DLC will grant Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League players a free outfit for each day they log into the game. This promotion began on April 3rd and will last until Sunday, April 7th, meaning players have a little less than a week to snag those free items. It says right here, the first day of this promotion, you had a Captain Boomerang outfit, and every subsequent day you logged in gives you a new outfit for the individual characters within the Suicide Squad. And like I was saying, this is kind of a desperate move, and if you look at the actual user base for this game, you can kind of understand why, because I got this pulled up from the Steam charts. As of right now, let me just here refresh this. Okay, so it's a little bit, but playing seconds ago, 496, not very good. In the last 24-hour peak, 819 active players on this. 13,000, just under 13,500 for all time. And you can see right here, it basically peaked on the launch of the game. So you had the launch right here, and it's pretty much just steady decline since then. However, there was a little spike right here, which kind of coincides with the Joker DLC. But after that, then it just kind of goes down again. And it's, 756 to just around 500 or so. So it's pretty much going back down to the levels it was prior to the release of the Joker DLC. So it's like people kind of log back in to play as the new Joker character for this, even though he looked terrible. And then they're just kind of checking it out again, because apparently that's not enough to keep them in. So they're doing this new move right here in order to try to get players active playing the game. And I think a lot of this just has to do with the fact that the Joker DLC just did not land the way that they're hoping to. I mean, this is Polygon of all places, and they're still reporting that the Joker was not a good character or not a good addition to this. And I'm not going to say that this is a get woke, go broke sort of thing. I generally don't believe in that. I think companies will lean into that activism side of things if what they're doing they don't feel is going to work for them. So they're trying to pander to a different audience in order to try to gain some attention. But we've seen time and time again, those activist types aren't the ones who actually, consume media. They're just the ones who demand media change and cater to them, but they won't actually do anything to prop it up. So companies that try to embrace that side of things tend to fail, and that's why they should just be ignored. If these activists are coming at you, it's like, well, so what? They're not the ones actually paying the bills. The people who are paying the bills, and we've seen that time and time again with a lot of other popular games out there, are the ones that just try to put the actual gamers and the actual fans first. And I can see this not necessarily being like a turning point per se, but one thing that did come from this is people started looking into these game developers a lot more closely. That's how we found out the information about Sweet Baby Inc. and then a lot of other companies that are kind of the same ilk as them. Black Girl Gamers is another one people are talking about right now, where they kind of work as consultants too. And yes, they do in fact work as consultants. That's Black Girl Gamers does. And people are saying like, well, if these type of people are involved with games, then I don't want to participate in them, or I don't want to play those games. And I think we're just going to see the market almost correct course in the future. It's not necessarily going to be an instant fix, but we have seen it for game developers. They might actually have audio logs at their studios that are trying to push this as well. And I think those are the ones that need to be excised from the companies in order to fix things. And it's not necessarily going to be an overnight fix, but these game studios and these developers are not going to be able to sustain themselves if they continue on with what they're doing. And that's why, like I said, this isn't necessarily the turning point, but it was kind of an eye-opening situation for, I think, a lot of people who are into video games but don't necessarily pay much attention to what's going on behind the scenes. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Are you actually interested in playing Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, or are you just laughing about their downfall? Because that's kind of my take on it, but I'm curious what other people have to say about it. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with the latest entertainment news. And if you can, click that like button and share the video because it really helps out with the channel. Thank you.